Your mindset is only constructed of three main things. Anybody's mindset is only constructed of three main things: beliefs, values, and rules. That's it. That's all a mindset is really constructed of. So when somebody says, like, the will to succeed is determined by your mindset. Yeah, well, your mindset is made up of three main things. Just like height, width, depth. What else does an architect use to design a building or a structure or something else? Your mindset is constructed of three main pieces: beliefs, values, rules. Beliefs are identified through three main pieces: is, am, are statements. Anytime you say is, am, or are, that's belief construct. You can hear it in the communication. You can hear it in your language patterns. You can listen to it. You can hear it in other people when they say it. I am. Money is. People are. Any kind of is, am, are statement is what makes up the entire mindset. The belief set, right? So beliefs are articulated through is, am, are statements. Values are articulated through anything that you would prioritize, right? One thing weighs more than another, right? And those can shift and change, and they do situationally. More people would want gold bars, right? If you want a gold bar, you might say, hey, I'll give you this, I'll give you a house in exchange for so many gold bars, right? That is worth probably 10 times worth what the house is worth. Of course, I'll exchange you this house for those so many gold bars, right? But if you're in the desert, walking around in the desert, you're stranded, and you got all these gold bars, you're just toting around, fucking heavy, and you have no water. Somebody comes around and says, you know what? I'll give you all this water in a vehicle to get the fuck out of here for all your gold bars. You'll survive, but you won't have any gold bars. What will you do? A goddamn drink of water and a way out of the desert is worth more than those gold bars. Your values change based on situations. That's how you recognize values. And you can listen to them situationally. You hear this story of, if you were stranded on a desert island, that's a frame of how you can elicit and understand somebody's values per situation. You can see how they would prioritize things, or at least the answers they give you, right, versus the actual answers of what they would actually do per that situation. And then, of course, rules are articulated through if this, then that type of statements. If this, then that statements are identified as in, if you go to college and get a good job, get a good degree, you'll get a good job, right? That rule that's not true anymore. It may not be true anymore for most people, but it's the way that you set up permissions for yourself to do certain things. If I talk to 100 people about this product or this service, I will sell it. Then I will sell at least one. Hopefully, right? Hopefully 10, hopefully more. If this, then that statements. Rules. So beliefs, values, and rules. And you break down, you look at each of the composites of each of those three main things, and then all the different dimensions of how they end up showing up. You realize there's a lot to it. That's a very complex, gridded process, how you actually have to write it down. That's what makes up the entire mindset. And that's what helps, elicit, or that's how our whole psychology and mindset is even set up in the first place. That's one of the simplest ways that I found. I haven't found anything else simpler to articulate it in just that way.